This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Such a great story. I know it's another TNA story, but I just love, the behind the scenes of how all of this came to be and how if one little thing didn't happen, it might not happen. I mean, let's appreciate again, the context of the timing here. A week ago, we have the rug pulled out from under us on the whole TNA. We were lied to about the number of pay-per-view buys, Jay Hossman story. Now we do this Tennessee Titans thing that we think will be a nice little way to go off the air. And oh my God, it doesn't go according to plan and things are real scary for a minute, but wait a minute, we lived and it's everywhere. And then we fast forward a few more weeks and hey, now not only did you not sell as many pay-per-views as you could have or thought you did, but your funding's gone. Your angel investor is gone. And somehow this crazy Tennessee Titans thing is the thing that perhaps saves the company. I mean, in hindsight, because that is the thing, you never know when you're quote unquote pitching, when you're selling, what's somebody's hot button? What are they going to bite on? What's going to get this deal done? What's their angle? What are they interested in? If we know what you're interested in, then it's easier to, cater our pitch and sell you. But if we don't know, now we've just sort of got to guess. And I'm curious if the Titans thing hadn't happened, it's not necessarily a lock that Bob Carter would have bit, right?
So coming in to sit down, and I'm trying to do my best to be a good podcaster, if you will, Conrad, because you're going to bring heat. You're going to. So I really try to be prepared and the what ifs. But I think there's two things that really go into. Look, the father-daughter relationship goes without saying, but the Titans thing, being able to the context that all that happened in the Municipal Auditorium and all that. So that happened in July, but we literally had 6 weeks. And if you think about going into the meeting with the Carters, how we literally said, okay, here's a budget, about $100,000 a week. Okay. So that's 5.2 million a year. If we don't make anything, and I'm really brushing over broad numbers, but it happened in July in a municipal auditorium. It gave us around a month to manage our costs, get in a fixed studio. Mr. Carter, here's the blueprint of what we're spending over the next year. And so walking in with all the sizzle of Titans and Toby and all that, but wow, the NFL really checked the box with Bob, but also the managed cost, the fixed cost. Here we want to get into this space and look, here's the comparable of WWE. It's really fascinating to look back on all these years later and see the role that and the timing, because just the timing of everything. It's really fascinating.
I am curious. I'll let you go the whole episode without busting your balls about it, but I am curious.
Here we go.
Do you feel a little guilty all these years later showing WWE as a comparable?
Oh gosh, no. No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Let me ask you, do you think Tony Khan went to Shad and didn't show WWE as a comparable?
I don't think Tony Khan pitched WWE as a comparable now.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't know that.
Yeah. It's a point of reference to a non-wrestling person. How else do you lay out a financial?
No, I get that. But the idea that you feel like, because when we're saying comparable in the mortgage and real estate and appraisal business, we shorten it to comp. If you're going to use WWE as a comp, you're almost insinuating, now this is what's possible.
Oh, no. Okay. Let me clarify that, because even in deep discussions as the days and months went along, is that we used in a lot of references a 10-1. WWE.
I see. So they would be 10x. So if we're going to hope to do 10% of what they're doing.
Yes.
Okay.
I never went outside the box and say we're going to be number one ever in my history. I never said then, and I always sort of classified it or cached it with Vince as a you can say what it is. A 40-year head start is when his father's promotion, or WrestleMania 1 was his head start, whatever it is, just ingrained in the cable television industry, the pay-per-view industry, whatever it may be, a gigantic
head start.
And not just head start. It's that they're first in the space in so many ways. But the comparable being, and I use this a lot of times, the different revenue streams, we can have the same amount of revenue streams, just subtract 4 or 5 zeros. That's what I told Bob, and Bob asked about. Never we were going to be equal.
I got you. So this is how you make money in wrestling, but we're going to make a fraction of what they do. That makes sense to me.
Yes, for sure.
Well, listen, this has been fun. I don't know why, but I think I enjoyed this better than some of our more recent episodes, because I'm just fascinated with the whole what if piece of the entire industry. And this is a big one.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.